As someone who is on a career journey to fulfill on big dreams, it is absolutely going to be the case that you are going to go through times of growth, where in order to achieve your dreams, you must go through a personal journey of expansion, increasing your qualities of providing love, harmony, and goodness into the world from your own state of being. And one of the great ways that we go through this kind of growth is through challenges in relationships. There's so much out there right now talking about get away from toxic people, get them out of your life, keep your space clear. And listen, this is really important for sure to make sure that you don't have abusive relationships in your life and people that are like poo-pooing on your dreams, okay? Like that's legit. But here's one of the things that we're missing with all of this talk about toxic people. We're missing our own responsibility for our own behavior. The reality is, when we're in some kind of a relationship challenge with someone, there is something in our own being that is causing the problem. Always. We all have toxicity, and it's called fear. We're always acting in either love or fear. And I was looking at this in a relationship in my life recently, saw where my fear came into play, and I was like, it does not feel good to see your own errors. It does not. That is the reality, and that's why a lot of us don't look at it. One of my mentors, I reached out to her to just kind of get some advice, and she said, it's the hardest thing about healing is looking at ourselves. It's so easy to look at other people and to see what they're doing wrong, but to actually look within ourselves. That's what I am inviting us all into today. Why would you do this? Because it's hard and painful? You would do this because it's going to help you on the path to your dreams. See, your dreams want to happen, but the person you are today can't quite fulfill them. That's what this is about. It's a hero's journey to becoming the person that can fulfill on your dreams. So as you do this work, as you let a relationship teach you the lessons it's meant to teach you, you become more of the person that brings more love and harmony and unity into the world, and you can fulfill on your dreams. So let's talk about how do you actually deal with, there's a difficult relationship in your life, you see what that other person is doing, and you don't see what you're doing. What do you do? So there are a couple of things. First of all, just acknowledging that you may have a part in this situation is step number one. You may not know what it is, you may not see it at all, but just recognizing that every relationship is a two-way street and there's something for you to see that will help you is a really, really brave step. After that, you want to recognize, to give yourself some compassion, if there is a way that you're acting that is contributing to the challenge in this relationship, it is because you're acting in fear. Remember, we're always acting in love or fear. And so you're acting in a state of fear that you just don't understand or see. And so whatever's going on between the two of you, you think you're just totally justified in how you think and look at the situation. I want to give you an analogy to see if this can provide some insight. So let's imagine that you just cleaned your desk and it looks, for your standards, really good. And you're like, oh my gosh, my desk was a mess and I just cleaned it. And a coworker comes over and is like, oh my God, your desk, you gotta do something about that. And you know that you just cleaned it and it looks great to you. In that scenario, if your thoughts are pure and you're in alignment with yourself, you're gonna be like, hey coworker, it's clean. I think it looks amazing. And it's gonna you dust it off. It's no big deal. Now, if instead your own thoughts are that, oh gosh, you're beating up on yourself. Like I cleaned it, but it still looks bad. And, it's like if it's all about you and your thoughts, then you're going to have a negative reaction to that person in that moment. Ultimately, whenever we are struggling with another person, it's about our own thoughts being in a state of fear. We're beating up ourselves, we're being critical somehow, and that's what we need to recognize. If we can keep our thoughts pure, then we will engage with people in love. Whether that is, if they come at us, like with their own loving energy and we just react because of our thoughts. Or sometimes people do come at us with their own negative energy, and we, again, might feel totally justified to act out in that situation. But if we're in a state of feeling good about ourselves and in a state of love, we will just dust off whatever they have to say. So if you're in this situation where you don't understand how you're contributing to one person in a difficult relationship, or let's even say a group of people in a relationship, this is what you can do. You can offer a prayer for guidance. And why does prayer work? Prayer is your offering of willingness to say, hey, there's something going on here. I don't see what it is. And when you offer a prayer that you're willing to see it differently, then the universe just responds. And you get an answer. You get clarity. You get thoughts, or you end up having a conversation with somebody that creates the clarity. That's just how it works. It's magic like that. All right, so let's say this is your scenario, and you want to offer a prayer. Just say something real simple. Dear God, dear angels, dear universe, I am in this conflict with X person, and I am feeling upset, and I blame them, but I know I have a responsibility here that I don't yet see. Please help me understand my errors. Please help me see how I can see my thoughts and approach this differently from a space of love. I'm willing to see, even if it's hard. Please let me have this wisdom with grace and ease. Thank you. Amen. And you'll see the magic. You really will. It will turn around. There's something that I heard Marianne Williamson say recently. She said, loveless thoughts create a loveless experience. And so that is truly where we can be responsible. If there's a loveless experience in your life with someone, there's some way that your own thoughts contributed. So offering that type of a prayer, being willing to see what your part was, is going to create miracles. So I wish you all on this journey of growth to fulfilling on your career dreams great insight and more love.